This is the Vintage Modern Factory, and this is the Thanksgiving edition. I hope you guys are getting ready for Thanksgiving with the family. I'm going to walk you through what we have here in our facility. We've got a couple of builds that are up for grabs. If you're interested in buying one off inventory or you want to build one, text us at the phone number on your screen, and our team is always on. Happy to help you guys. So I'm going to flip this around here, and I want to show you a sneak peek here at this build. This right here is Santa Claus build. Take a look at this gorgeous North Pole red, beautiful custom one-of-one paint job. And this truck right here was built for Saint Nick with a bad attitude. So you have black trim, black grille, black wheels, black stripes, and then check out the interior on this. It is really, really nice, and has Napa black leather with red stitching. And before I dive into it, I want to remind you, this is not a restoration. We used to build those, and they didn't drive like a modern car. They were nowhere near as reliable, and they had zero safety features. This right here is not even a resto mod. Resto mods you'll see out there, modern restoration, modified restoration. We used to build those too, and they were better than an old restoration. Take a look at that. But still not quite like a modern vehicle. And so after taking all that customer feedback and really thinking about what our customers really wanted, we engineered this, a fully modernized classic, meaning classic inspired, 2025 modern car chassis underneath, modern technology, modern driving characteristics, modern luxury that would make your G-Wagon jealous. Take a look at that. And then the most important thing that our customers really wanted, that they couldn't get in any traditional restoration or resto mod, was this. They had families. They wanted airbags. They wanted to drive the car. And so because we built it on a modern 2025 chassis, you get something no restoration or resto mod has, and that's airbags. And if you plan on driving it with your family, you actually want to take it on a road trip, you want to actually use it as a vehicle that you can take on the freeway with your family and to work and actually drive it, then there's no better platform to build it on than a modern 2025 chassis. And that is what's underneath here. And therefore, you get the best of both worlds. You get this classic inspired design. You get the modern luxury and technology that you're used to. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, backup camera, cruise control. And then the most important thing, you have safety features. Even Santa Claus needs safety features, because Mrs. Claus, she had a problem with him driving around all the elves without modern safety features. And today, a lot of texting and driving going on out there, a lot of people distracted, people eating in the car, doing their makeup, sleeping with autopilot. And you want to make sure, if you're going to get on the road, that you have all the modern 2025 engineering, design, and technology and safety features to keep you safe. And that's what this is. It really is the best of both worlds. And so this right here is our demo build. We built it for our Christmas content and for Santa Claus, and it'll be for sale. It's a one-of-one edition, has every single option, including a custom, beautiful, metallic paint job, raven black on the grille, all satin black on the trim, including the bumpers, and this stripe right here, which is a really nice detail. Typically in the vintage style, is all blacked out. And then back here you have your backup camera for reindeer and your parking sensors in case you run somebody over, it'll beep. And then back here, beautiful teak wood on your tailgate. And this was engineered to hold up to 500 pounds. I don't know how much Santa weighs, but you could put Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, whatever else you want. And then take a look at the detail on this. I say this about every factory build that we do. I want to keep this thing. It is so, so nice. All those details handcrafted by our talented team of artists right here in Atlanta, Georgia, which is where our factory is. Team has gone home. All the elves are taking a break, and they're gone for the night. And so it's about 6 o'clock here, but our sales and marketing team is still going strong, and a lot of holiday action. A lot of people get frantically ready for their Thanksgiving and Christmas plans, and placing orders for custom builds so they can have a Merry Christmas with their family. So take a look at this thing. It is absolutely stunning. And you're looking at about 900 labor hours. All kinds of detail and craftsmanship has gone into this entire truck, all built on a modern car chassis. Even the body is brand new, American-made steel. So that is not an old body. We used to restore old bodies. They were rusty. They had a lot of problems underneath. And the biggest culprit of going true classic traditional vintage is the design of that body was too narrow and too short, because it was designed in the 1960s. And a lot of trucks and vehicles from the era of the 60s and 70s, they were like that. Short wheelbase, narrow track width. And therefore, the way it drove, not desirable, especially at a $250,000 price point. And the feedback we got from our customers was that for that amount of money, they wanted more. And so that's what we gave them. And so this truck right here, this is the Crimson Tide metallic roll tide truck that we built for Don and Curtis. This is a paint to sample truck. And you look at this color here. They did a paint to sample, meaning that we matched the exact color they gave us and did spray outs. And they are big Alabama Crimson Tide fans, and they wanted something special. This right here has a beautiful Napa black interior. Super rare for us to have two black interiors back to back. And look at the way that crimson shines. Absolutely stunning. And if you recall, Don and Curtis, they're down in Florida, even though they're big Alabama fans. And they've had tons of cars, lots of old cars, and they did not want old car problems. They're very, very familiar with how they drive and all of the reliability issues and the constant maintenance and upkeep. And they really wanted something that they could rely on. They could drive, enjoy, and not have to fix. And so this here will be a vehicle that they can drive anywhere with their family, their grandkids, and it'll be possibly something that their grandson will get for his 16th birthday. Imagine getting this for your birthday. Pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to take a peek here and just show you the inside of this here. But you can see they went with all the great upgrades. Teak wood. You got the upgraded stereo system with the 10-inch subwoofer, Focal audio, premium sound system. Cannot drive this without a great sound system. Look at that paint color on that black. It really is absolutely stunning. And the video and the pictures probably don't do it justice, and it's going to go through final detail, but you can see just how beautiful that paint is. Matching roll bar for the colors. And then they went with black trim, so all satin black trim. Power steps. Great if you're not super tall or you have kids or dogs, by the way. My dogs go with me everywhere. And of course, you've got the vintage looking window crank that powers your power windows. Body matching on the dash right there. And there's airbag number 1, airbag number 2, airbag number 3, side curtain. And on the other side, same thing. You got another curtain airbag, number 4. You've got airbag in the steering wheel. Very important if you actually plan on driving it. And then number 6 is in the other side, seat-mounted side impact airbag. And again, these are things we don't think about because we've had modern safety features in vehicles for a while, but we didn't have them in the 60s and 70s, and you could not retrofit airbags. And that's a huge technological advancement in automotive that you just cannot get retrofitted. And therefore, after doing restoration and Restomod, we did it really, really well. we realize that our clients, they're not purists, they're not collectors, they're not die-hard mechanics, and they don't want to fix their car. Even if they could fix their car, they just want to drive it. And we've really are in a time where we're so spoiled by today's modern conveniences and technology and engineering and design. It's really hard to go back. You just saw there, lighting went on here, this LED. So 7-inch round headlight. Up here you have pre-collision assist with emergency braking, which is nice. So Santa Claus slams on his brakes and you have no time to react. It's going to flash and beep and even brake for you. And then over here on this one here, you got traction control, anti-lock brakes. Yes, you can drive it in the snow, in the North Pole, wherever it is you're located. And it has different modes for different weather conditions, including snow, mud, slippery, ice, all that. And you can off-road it too. And this truck, like many of them, have the upgraded Fox coilover suspension. Highly recommend. Super nice ride. You can off-road it too if you really wanted to. 33-inch off-road, all-terrain BF Goodrich tires. These are 17-inch forged aluminum wheels. And Santa went with the matching brake calipers. So take a look at that. North Pole red, North Pole red. This is just a really, really cool truck. So you'll see it in our content. And our plan is to sell it right before Christmas. So if you're looking for the ultimate Christmas gift and you want something that is super rare, you don't have to worry about it. And it has all of the modern luxury that you're used to in your other vehicles, and you want something that nobody else has. This is a one-of-one edition, which means this exact configuration, you'll never see another one ever again, because it's the only one we'll ever build. Truly one of one. And so those are the modern safety features. There's crumple zones built into the chassis. There's side impact beams in the doors. And I'll show you what that looks like on a chassis here. But let's keep going here and take a look at what else we have on the line here. This midnight blue truck is Patrick's. And Patrick, if you recall, is the big Michigan Wolverines fan, hence your yellow stripe with your Wolverines Michigan blue. And this right here, driving around in Ann Arbor, Michigan on game day, people will probably flag you down, Patrick, and ask you for a picture or autograph. And the details on this truck, really beautiful. All satin black for the trim, so you got satin black. These are actual billet aluminum door handles, including the gas cap. All these details here, no expense spared, and you can hear it in the way all of it comes together. Brand new, American-made Detroit steel. We stamped them to fit the modern chassis, so there's no panels. You cannot buy these anywhere. These are our own classic-inspired design, and we very carefully stamped them to ensure that the fit and finish and the quality would meet or exceed factory. And when you get in the vehicle and you touch it and you smell it and you feel it, it will meet or exceed your expectations. And we know that because our goal, and this was not to make it as nice as a G-Wagon or Range Rover, it was to make it nicer. And there are lots of little details in there, like this billet aluminum handle that's then powder coated, and all this billet aluminum hardware, and the way that door sounds when you shut it, it gives you every bit of that classic feel, but you don't have the classic problems. And all the lines and the gaps, unlike traditional classic cars or Restomods, they're going to be at a factory OEM tolerance or better. And I will say better because I've inspected my very nice expensive cars, and I'm constantly surprised how the lines and the gaps and the flush don't match. And that's on a $250,000 plus G-Wagon or Range Rover or Urus. And so those details matter to us because we think of this not as a vehicle, not just a vehicle, but a piece of art, one that you can drive. And you don't have to be afraid to drive it because even in Ann Arbor, in the snow, on a cold day, you have modern technology that has advanced significantly since the 1960s and 70s. So you can drive this thing just like you do your normal 2025 because it is a 2025. So hang on, Joe, how is it possible? This looks like a classic car and you say it's going to be a 2025. It is a 2025. And I'll give you an example over here, and I'm going to show you behind the scenes so you can see and visualize how it all comes together. Here's Pebble Beach right here, for sale. This is our demo truck, one of one as well, ready for immediate delivery. So if you need a Christmas gift and you want something special, unique, and different, text or call us. This right here is a stunning one of one build. We'll never repeat it either. Custom paint job, custom stripes, 17-inch retro wheels. Those are brand new and super expensive and really high quality. And it's got the worn glove interior here. But while we're standing here, I'm going to show you a side-by-side comparison. This right here is a modern classic, fully modernized classic, 2025. So I've read the comments and I hear people say, oh no, resto mods have been done for a long time, or oh, my buddy did that in a shop 10 years ago. No company has built a fully modernized classic on a modern 2025 chassis at this level of quality and scale. So listen carefully. Fully modernized, quality and scale. There isn't another company in the world that's doing it at this level of quality and scale. We build one every day. Every single day, one ships to somebody very lucky in the world. There's another company doing it at that level of volume, A, and B, at this level of quality. So yeah, have there been some one-off companies or SEMA builds or your buddy built one in a garage? Absolutely. But my guess is our customers aren't going to buy those cars. They want to buy a vehicle from a brand that has the support and infrastructure for post-sale service, has warranty, and the kind of quality checks and the way we build the vehicle and the standard operating procedures and the amount of labor and checks that go into this is significantly higher and better than anything you'll ever find. And we know this because we used to build restoration, and that's what that orange truck is back there, 1969 old Ford Bronco. You're not going to want to drive that, trust me. I used to drive it. Last time I drove it, I was stuck on the side of 85 freeway in Atlanta, and I towed it here. It hasn't moved ever since. And then next to it, that blue one right there is a resto mod. But while we're standing here, it is the finest fully modernized classic because instead of trying to make an old car more modern, which a lot of companies are doing today, and we used to do it today, when we found those limitations, we decided, let's not try to make an old car like that one more modern. Let's take a modern 2025 chassis and then give our customers the best of both worlds. So how do we do that? Well, what's so great about a modern chassis? Let me dispel a couple things that I think are important if you're either making a buying decision now or you just want to learn and have all the facts. And you can fact check all this. You go Google it and come back to me and let me know where I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure because we spent a significant amount of time and money carefully thinking through how do we give our customers what they really want? Because all they really want is modern car driving characteristics. They don't want it loose and all over the road. They don't want the brakes to be, scary and lock up and not have anti-lock brakes and traction control. And what they also don't want is to be stranded on the side of the road. You don't spend 250 grand to be stranded on the side of the road. And then the number one thing they ask for that no restoration restaurant can give them were safety features. Well, guess what? Because you cannot retrofit safety features into an old car, if we could have, we would have done it. The best way to give your customers what they really want, our customers, what they really wanted, was to build it on a modern 2025 chassis. Therefore, crumple zones, check. Traction control and anti-lock brakes, check. Modern car geometry, meaning longer wheelbase, 100.4 inch wheelbase, wider track width, and independent front suspension, because our customers are not off-roading their Range Rover G-Wagon, we know. Therefore, when you give them the modern safety features, including side impact beams in these doors right here, and you have functional roll bar tied to the chassis, which is what this is, not decorative, and you have roll sensor, stability control, and then you have the most important thing, 6 airbags. And so when you think about old cars like that one right there, even if you nailed it and you made it the nicest one possible, we've made really, really nice restorations, including this truck right here that our client Steven, who picked up his Cobalt Blue Modern Classic, he drove this, he was speechless. Beautiful truck, the best you could get at the time, until we evolved to a fully modernized chassis. Driving them back to back, it is not even close. And those were his exact words, not even close. And we worked very, very hard to make our Restomod better. But at the end of the day, that short 92-inch wheelbase and narrow track width and solid axles, nothing you can do unless you stretch the wheelbase and make it wider and go independent front suspension. By then, even if you did that, it still wouldn't have modern safety features. And so this is a thought process we went through. And it goes from good, better, best. Restoration to Restomod to fully modernized classic. So when you say that it's out there, not at this level of quality and not at this scale. And we stand behind it like no other car company. And the way I know that is because I've had every major significant car brand at this price point. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, McLaren, AMG, Bentley. I know what the warranty is. And our warranty is that if anything pops up after delivery, and I mean anything, it doesn't matter, physically, mechanically, cosmetically, we can't handle that remotely. We are taking our traveling technicians who work for us full time, fully certified, experts and know the truck inside out, and they're coming to your house very quickly in your driveway, zero cost. Fast, no cost, no inconvenience, and we're not gonna nickel and dime you because there's no cost to it. We don't even have an invoice for it. So unless you drive your truck into 10 feet of water and abuse it, something goes wrong, we're gonna stand behind it. And this is what we mean by the finest, well thought out, fully modernized classic. Not just fit and finish and quality and craftsmanship. You should expect that, even though you don't always get it for 250 grand. But the number one thing you get after that almost no company can compare, is gonna be the way we stand behind it, because we're that confident. And we're not confident just because, we say so. It's our process that allows us to be that confident. By the way, Jason, if you're watching, shout out, congratulations. This truck is officially sold and heading to San Diego. And Jason and I have been buddies for a couple years now. He's been looking and finally ready to pull the trigger. So this could be a Merry Christmas for him and his family. And congrats, Jason. Super excited for you. So that's Wimbledon white back there. This right here, mallard green. Such a beautiful color. This right here is light jade, and it is for sale. So we built this truck. It is a fresh build, just off the assembly line, and inside it has snow white interior. So I call this the Mark Wahlberg truck because his is also light jade with a snow white interior. So this one right here, fully modernized, every single option, and ready for immediate delivery. If you love this color, 1960s paint color, chrome trim, vintage stripes, Wimbledon white soft top, every single option, meaning it has the Fox upgraded coilover suspension, it has the power steps, it has the full zip soft top, which is waterproof, and you can drive it every single day. It will not leak. We test it. And that soft top also allows you to go into moonroof mode right here, where you can quickly open and close it. I'll show you that. And then you also have the ability to take it all the way off. And then this one right here, this is a tan soft top on mallard green. Absolutely stunning. Nope, you guys are good. Don't let me stop you. Keep going. Our engineer is hard at work. They always feel like they have to stop, but I don't ever want to interrupt them because their time is super, super valuable. All right, so this mallard green truck has a Wimbledon white grille, chrome trim, vintage stripes, and this one here is waiting to be shipped to her forever home. I call it a her. It could be a him. And if you're interested and you don't want to wait and you want something now, this light jade truck, this is the one right here. If you love this color and you're ready to go and you're jonesing for something and you don't want to have to do a custom build, we've thought of everything on this one here, every single option. I'll go ahead and open up the truck here too. And it's the little details that I love, right? So this is a billet aluminum gas cap. All that means is I can tell you, think about what this weighs. It's very, very heavy and doubles as kind of like a pair of brass knuckles. So if you're getting gas and somebody's trying to jump you, you can definitely use that to your advantage. Super high quality and very heavy. And it is made out of billet aluminum, and we put it on a CNC machine, getting it down to these exact specs. And then we send it to Detroit to be chromed. And if you watched it live the other day, I showed you how we go through every single part, whether we make it or we buy it, and it's binary. Every single part enters a building in a box from our manufacturers that we either purchase from or make, goes through an inspection, and it is either going to be approved or rejected. If it's on the truck, it's because we already went through with a magnifying glass and microscope and ensured that every single detail was perfect, and then we put it into warehouse, and then it makes it on the assembly line. These are the little details, but we still check it again, and we check it again, and we check it again. So when you get it, you'll know that I went through hundreds, if not thousands of checks along the way, and we're extremely maniacal about the quality, because we know the world does not need a mediocre car company, period. But the world really doesn't need a mediocre car company at this price point, because it's expensive. 250 grand, get it, a lot of money. Therefore, expectations are high. Fit and finish should be perfect. Mechanical should be a non-issue. You shouldn't have to make any compromises, like no safety features. That's the thing of the past after we released our fully modernized Classic. And then know that we'll stand behind the build, because a lot of blood and sweat and tears goes into every single build with one goal. We want it to be perfect. And if it's not, we're going to be extremely unhappy. 12-inch screen, touch screen infotainment system, has Apple CarPlay and Android. Dual zone climate control, not aftermarket. You can choose your setting on this side. They can choose their setting on that side. Heated seats, heated steering wheel. And then back here is USB-C and USB-A, automatic or manual. And the manual builds, I'm excited to do the manual builds, because we did a couple of them and now people want them. They're very rare. You can get a 7-speed modern 2025 transmission. If you miss a manual and you want a third clutch pedal and you can drive stick, or you want to learn to drive stick, we offer it in a manual or a 10-speed automatic. And either way, you'll enjoy that in both our modern, all under warranty of our own white glove warranty. This right here allows you to shift on the fly, 4-wheel drive, different modes, slippery, mud, snow, ice. And so you've got all that technology at your fingertips. You don't have to get out and lock the manual locking hubs. You probably don't even know what that means. All right, here we go. So this is the power windows, of course, that you get. And it has every single option. Every single option. And if you can keep this interior clean and you love like Jade, this is the one for you. There's your power steps. There's your Fox suspension. 17-inch forged aluminum wheels. You're a car person and you've bought wheels before, you bought expensive wheels. HRE makes their wheels. They're like 10 grand a set out of forged aluminum wheels. Same process, high quality, super lightweight, and it comes in polish, white, or black. And check out the body matching brake calipers. I love the way that looks. Light Jade up here, light Jade down there. Very nice touch. You can also pick your stitching inside to match your interior as well. So if you really want to go matchy-matchy, you can take all this stitching right here, all this, and there's a lot of it too. And you can make that light Jade as well. So another option we just added is body matching stitching. So now you imagine you open up the door, all your stitching matches, you got your brake caliper covers peeking through. Now you just need a matching watch and you're good to go. Actually, this looks like, no, different color. Well, maybe, kind of close, not quite. All right, got to get a different one. Okay, so here it is, for sale, in stock, ready for immediate delivery. By the way, today is the 25th of November. What in the world's going on here? So that means we're 30 days from Christmas. And we're also 2 days from Thanksgiving. And one thing I talk a lot about that I really love is the family aspect. And you're like, okay, well, what does buying cars and building cars have to do with family? Well, I can tell you that regardless of what's in your garage, you have kids, this is going to be the car that they're going to want you to drive. And the reason why is because kids know what's cool. And you have your Range Rover, you have your G-Wagon, they probably don't get excited, Mom, can't wait, Dad, like let's hop in the G-Wagon Range Rover. Unless it's like a 6x6, right? Or something crazy. This car has character. It's different, it's unique, and it's just fun. And if you're in a climate, especially like I was just down in Miami yesterday, you can take the top off. It's 80 degrees down there. So you're down in South Florida, guys, like this is the car to have down there. And in a world down in Miami, South Florida, Palm Beach, Boca, where every nice car is there, Bentley, Lamborghini, Urus, Rolls, like they're everywhere, right? I'm telling you, you pull up in one of these and everybody stops and goes, damn. I just was at Ball Harbor. You know where Ball Harbor is? Highest end shopping place you can go. And they've got all kinds of cars, Aventador, SVJ, McLaren, 650S, 720S, you know, every Rolls Royce, every Bentley. This is just so unique, so rare, so different. Everybody will flip out. And your kids, it'll be their number one preference. On a nice day or a decent day, you remove that top and you go safari mode, or you pop open that soft top, which I'll show you. I'm gonna do it right here on Jason's in case he's watching. And Jason has kids, so safety features were important to him. His wife plans on driving it. Think about what it is your wife would be willing to drive and not willing to drive. And when you combine wife and kids, forget about it, guys. Like, my wife and kids were young. My kids were young at the time. My wife's still young. and they're gonna say, gosh, like, I think I'm just not gonna drive that old car, that old Defender, that old Blazer, that old Bronco, that old Land Cruiser, because I don't want to break down. I don't want to drive bad and loose and scary. And the number one thing is, kids, families, you want safety features. And if you have kids that are young enough to be sitting in a booster seat or car seat, you're gonna want the latch system, period. So I bought over 50 cars since I was 21, behind almost every single car purchase, until I stopped telling my wife about them. And just surprising her was her opinion. And she always had an opinion about it. And I can tell you that as I went through the old car purchases, I had a look of disapproval, because she knew after the very first one how much pain I went through with always having in the shop, always breaking down, always leaking, always having some kind of problem and throwing good money after bad. And yeah, so her opinion about the old cars, loved the way they looked, but not interested in driving it, and would prefer that you don't take the kids in it either. That was in the suggestion box, and I wisely listened. And therefore, it truly, as a founder, I can tell you, out of pure passion for old vehicles, having an old car, or many old cars, all the old cars that people are trying to rest-a-mod and make modern today, or attempt to make modern, that it led me down the path of restoration to rest-a-mod to fully modernized classic. I know what it is you want. I know what it is your wife wants. And I know how important it is when you get in the vehicle, especially if you have kids and young kids or grandkids, that you don't prioritize your love of classic design over safety, because you might love it, but you don't love it that much, right? And that was really the last straw for me, was when I had all those issues and problems. I was like, there's gotta be a better way. And this right here, it is the best way. A fully modernized vehicle. Not just modern. Everybody's tried to do modern, including us. And if it doesn't have airbags, if it doesn't have safety features, I can tell you there isn't another one. And then what we did was we did something that no company our size or stage had done, which was proper FMVSS compliance. So fully federal motor vehicle safety standard compliant, and crash tested the vehicle too, and tested all of the airbags to make sure that after 900 hours of very, very complex craftsmanship, brand new steel body, all kinds of work, that we were compliant. And no classic car, no restoration, no rest-a-mod can pass FMVSS compliance, and definitely would not pass a crash test today. These are the things I tell you, not to scare you, but to show you why we did what it is we did. Because to do this, it was a huge bet, and it was not easy to do. And we did it because, well, number one, all of this was driven by passion. I didn't start the company to make money. I started to solve my own problem. My own problem was I had so many nice cars that going to classic cars was such a pain, I couldn't deal with it. And then when I dabbled in restoration, I decided, I think we're pretty good at this. But customers wanted more. They want modern restoration. So we gave it to them. And that was when we moved in this factory, built a phenomenal team, all this process, supply chain, and parts. And then what we realized was our clients still want more. They actually weren't purists, they weren't collectors. They wanted a classic looking vehicle. And therefore, underneath this chassis, 2025, modern technology, modern safety, modern engineering. We then went and stamped classic inspired body panels. These do not exist anywhere else. And when I say that, stamping sounds like nothing. Huge, huge investment. And the reason why we did that was because we knew that this would be a better driving, safer vehicle than any restoration or Restomod. Well, wow, how do you go from restoration and Restomod to doing this? And the way we did it was we took a great team of people together and we said, hey, this is our interpretation of what a classic car should be. It's got to be wider. It's got to be longer. And if you look at the evolution of cars, that's how it goes from the 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way to today. They get bigger, they get wider, they get longer, all for safety reasons and for drivability reasons. So that old school narrow track width and short wheelbase, if you want the nostalgia, it'll wear off very quickly after you drive it. For longer than a few minutes, higher than 25 miles per hour, and when you have to put your kids in it or go to an important meeting or go on a road trip to take it to the beach and then it's uncomfortable and doesn't ride good and then it breaks down, you're probably not gonna like that for 250 grand. So we evolved. And this right here, 100% brand new American-made steel. Every single line and gap in detail, down to the millimeter. And that's exactly what these little guys are doing here. Every single gap and line measured down to the millimeter, because we're perfectionists, because for that price point, you can expect perfection. And therefore, everything is not eyeballed or done by feel or memory or touch. We have specifications for every single step in the entire process, all documented, down to the day, down to the person, down to the vehicle, all traceable. Therefore, when we go and build a vehicle, we not only have that documentation, but it allows us to get better and better and better and more efficient. Meaning that if we get a build in the queue for you and we promised you a certain time frame, we can be confident. That's not just will or hope or keeping our fingers crossed. We have tact time, so we know how long putting this panel on takes. We know how long that panel takes. We know how long it takes to line it up. We know how long every single step in the entire process takes because we have what's called tact time, T-A-K-T. And that tact time tells you exactly how long everything will take and allows you to break down on a calendar by day, by hour, by movement, by vehicle, all your times. Sounds really simple, but when you combine great people with great process and great parts, not from Taiwan, not relying on supply chain overseas or another company with old tooling. This is brand new American-made steel. We own the tooling, and it's like nothing else in the world because instead of trying to make it fit on an old car, which everybody was doing, which you don't want, we took a classic inspired approach. Wider, longer, modern 2025 chassis, best of both worlds. And then, as we deliver the vehicles to all the people who always wanted exactly what it is we're offering, the reactions we get from fit and finish and quality and craftsmanship and drivability. Drives like butter, drives super smooth, drives like my modern 2025 G-Wagon Range Rover. That's exactly why we did what we did. And this station right here, they take the body panels and they're just pre-fitting it. This is not even body work. All they're doing is pre-fitting to make sure that every single line, every single gap is completely perfect before we start the real hard work, which is a lost art, and that is our team of body people who then do all the prep, all the work to make it a show quality paint job. And it is better than factory. We've had it looked at by automotive experts from Detroit who have worked with all the top manufacturers, which gives us the ability to say that. I don't say things aren't true. Fact check all of it and get back to us. All right, so here's Boxwood Green. Boxwood Green. This truck has a snow white interior. Let me double check my notes here. I am very certain that this truck is Post Oak Motor Cars, and they are our partner out in Houston, Texas. They're a Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Bugatti, Lotus franchise dealer. And I say it that way because I can tell you no Bugatti, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Lotus dealer would agree to take on a restoration or a Restomod. But they will take a fully modernized classic. Why? Reliability, drivability, luxury, and oh, the number one thing, safety features. Tested, crash tested, FMVSS compliant. Think about that for a minute. And so this truck right here will be going through test miles, which is in line on the alignment rack right here. And it's gonna go on the alignment rack, we'll tape it up, we'll put test miles on it, it'll go in the inspection tunnel, and then within a matter of 3 business days, it'll be done. It'll be through final detail, it'll go through final inspection, and it's gonna ship. And that, for us, is clockwork. And the only thing that keeps us from making that happen would be holidays like Thanksgiving, so we lose 1 day, or anything completely unforeseen, which is very rare. And that's the beauty of building on a modern 2025 chassis. This is not a restoration or an old car or a car that's made of aftermarket parts. It is a fully modernized classic. And I wanna address this whole, oh, modern car reliability, ha, ha, ha. Well, the only thing worse than saying that old cars are safer than a modern vehicle, a modern 2025, which is incorrect, completely incorrect, is that the old cars are also more reliable. You clearly have not driven on a regular basis a 1960s vehicle if you think that a 2025 vehicle with modern technology and engineering design is going to be less reliable than 1960s truck. That's just something people say in the comments. So I just want to make sure that if you want to challenge us on that, then we will do a contest. We'll put it on YouTube and we'll have our people drive this for 30 days straight. And then you can drive your 1960s truck and you tell me it's more reliable. Just don't. It's not. However, I think what people are talking about is probably like gadgetry and things like that. And so I will give you this. If you're used to tinkering on your car and you are a mechanic and you want to fix your car and you want to be able to do your oil change and you want to be able to, you know, do all this stuff and you feel like, you know, it's too hard to do on 2025, then more power to you. Our customers, they want 2025 reliability, technology, engineering. And what they definitely want is modern safety features. So even if you did have a old car that was somehow more reliable miraculously than a vehicle 50, 60 years newer, you're still not gonna have safety features. And these are the things you gotta think about. So, all right, this right here, hot ginger metallic. Just got back from Miami. So you're gonna see some beautiful content that we shot out there. And this right here is a demo vehicle. It is for sale. So again, you want something now, you don't wanna do a custom build, you like hot ginger metallic. This has a raven black grille, all blacked out, ball glove interior, just about every single option. Text or call us. This is a great way to get a good deal. I say good deal, they still are very, very hard to get, and supply exceeds demand. But you can, demand exceeds supply, I'm sorry. But if you want something that has low miles and is pre-owned and is in the color that you want and you don't want to wait, excellent option. And you should text or call our team. It won't last. We're 30 days away from Christmas. So there's hot ginger metallic. Let's see here. Another hot ginger metallic. This one right here. What's going on, Juan?
Hey guys.
How are you?
Good.
You're good. This one right here, I'm in your shot here, man, sorry. Has a Wimbledon white grille and chrome trim. So you can see just how different each one is. And the demeanor of the vehicle. This one here has all the classic trim, classic chrome, Wimbledon white roll bar, and has a Wimbledon white grille. And this right here is Juan. This is the magic behind the scenes. Don't let me mess you up, man. And Juan, you're used to being in front of and behind the camera.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, man.
Yep.
All right. So let's let Juan work. And he does an excellent job with our YouTube videos. If you haven't seen our YouTube channel, go to YouTube. There's a library of the vehicles that we built. You can see them inside and outside, all shot in 4K or higher. And again, I'll show you the difference with this hot ginger metallic with a bad attitude, all blacked out, all black trim, black grille, versus this right here, which is more chrome. This is a customer build that is in final stages. And so let me see if I can find the notes here. This vehicle right here, Kelly and Stacy in North Carolina. Kelly, I cannot wait for you to get this. Kelly had a Restamod truck from us. He wanted something that he could enjoy without worrying, and reliability and all the normal driving characteristics. Has a lot of nice cars, and said, you know what? I've been eyeing the modern classic. And so here she is, just very, very soon we'll be shipping out, and we'll be able to drive that in North Carolina. Even if it's snowing out there, you can drive this. A lot of people think it's too nice to drive. I don't know. I always drove my cars. I didn't care if it was raining. I didn't care if it was snowing. In fact, we have a Wimbledon white one in Aspen that we'll be driving. Unfortunately, no snow yet, but if there is, or either way, I'll be driving it. But check out the matching brake calipers. Hot ginger metallic calipers. Excellent choice, Kelly. And congrats to you guys. You're really, really going to love it. And after having a rest mod and restorations, you will absolutely, the second you get in it and drive it and feel it, you will see it is a night and day difference. I believe 10x better, order of magnitude better. If it wasn't, we wouldn't have done everything we did to give our customers what they really wanted. Okay, little sneak peek here. Not this, but this. Ah, look at this one. Orange. Damn, that is nice. I love this color. And that last orange one that we built for the founder of HubSpot went viral. Such a cool color. And I believe there's actually a couple orange ones in the queue also matching the color of their company. This one here has a Wimbledon white roll bar, and it just is fresh out of the paint booth. You'll see it on the assembly line tomorrow, and you'll see it move down and down and down every single day we're here. This is not a prediction, memory, feel, or hope. It moves down the line every single day, one out the door. And that is how we do it. Therefore, our customers can have confidence that if they put their investment into this company, that they're going to get not just a superior product, but you're going to get it on time. Okay, this one right here, dark moss. One of my favorite colors. We did dark moss for Chase Stokes. Great guy, super nice guy, and he's, you might know him from Outer Banks. He picked dark moss as well, and look at this color. Metallic color, 1960s paint color, really beautiful. And I'm going to tell you where it's going. If I can get my gloves to respond. This right here is Joelle's. And Joelle, she did an excellent job picking the colors. I love the vintage stripes here without the red pinstripe. It just gives you a whole nother look. So if you like stripes, we now have 5 different options that you can choose from. Got the Wimbledon white grille to match. And Joelle, this is a 20th anniversary present. She drove an old CJ Jeep and quickly decided she didn't want that. And I laugh because I think about all the times I made my wife drive my old cars, old Bronco, Defender, FJ40 Land Cruiser, old Hummer. And she was super nervous always because I've spoiled my wife with really nice cars. And therefore, when she got in the old car, she was like, she'd drive it in the neighborhood, around the block, low speed, but then that was it. And then I'd be like, hey, you want to drive? No, I'm good. So that nostalgia, guys, I can promise you wears off fast. And so Joelle, probably, I don't even know the whole story. I was thinking, gee, I want a 20th anniversary present. They probably started looking online. You've probably done this yourself. You look on eBay, that's not bad, 50 grand, 60 grand. And then you see something like 100 grand. You go, why is there such a big disparity in price? How come some are super cheap and some are more expensive? And what I can tell you through my own journey is just because it costs more does not mean that it is better. And I thought the same thing. I'm like, hey, surely if I drop 150K, it's gonna be good. I bought a $150,000 Land Rover Defender, one of my favorite cars of all time. I couldn't sleep for the days I was waiting for that truck to show up. It showed up, and not only was the fit and finish not good, a lot of issues that I won't go through. But the biggest thing is that it drove like a brick. It was extremely unreliable. And to get the parts for that truck, British car, forget about it. And so, it's experiences like that led me down this path of fixing my own car, doing restoration, doing rest-a-mod. And I come from a technology background where if that stuff's not perfect, it's going to break. Technology, you build apps, you got one line of code wrong, it's going to go down. It's not going to work. And so perfection is like core to my DNA. And it was my job when we built Vintage to make sure that people understood what our customers wanted. They're not spending a premium so they can get a mediocre product. They're not spending a premium so they can be disappointed. They're not spending a premium so they can have, buyer's remorse. I hate that feeling. And I had that feeling every time I bought an old car, every single time. Loved the way it looked, dreamed about it since high school, get in my driveway, I'm like, really? And I spent more money. I'm like, hey, okay, well, maybe that's just 50 grand. Let's spend 75, let's spend 100, let's spend 150. And I have seen vehicles go through auction at Barrett-Jackson. They're like $250,000 plus, $300,000 plus. And the fit and finish and the quality, shocking. No wonder it's at an auction. You know why? At an auction, deal with it. Stick it in an auction and somebody else's problem, honestly. Because I used to get hit up all the time by the auction companies. Like, hey, do an auction. I was like, seems kind of a cop-out way. You build it and then you get to go hide. Not our style. So, Joel, when you went through the process, I can only imagine when you drove that old CJ Jeep. I don't even need to know what year it was. You drove an old Jeep, an old Wrangler, an old Scout, an old Bronco, an old Defender, an old Land Cruiser. And I know exactly what you're thinking because I thought the same thing. I watched my wife and the look on her face and how nervous she was. And that was just like down the driveway around the block. And so you probably got in it and you're like, whoa, steering's loose. Brakes, do these work? And then you don't have any safety features. It's probably very loud. On a hot day, it's very hot. Maybe you have AC, maybe you don't. Maybe you have AC and it's aftermarket. And then you really started thinking about it and you're like, I don't need a job. And I'm not a mechanic. I have no interest in employing a mechanic full time. And so she found us. And when we shared exactly what it is we do, not a restoration, not a rest-a-mod, but a 2025 chassis underneath with a classic inspired body with no rust and the kind of craftsmanship that will make your Urus in your garage go, is she going to stay? And it's your 20th wedding anniversary, right? That's a special time. Can you imagine? You wait for your old car, you get it, and that's your anniversary gift. And what you have to remember is that it was a cool idea. But in reality, for people that can afford this car, that are used to nice things and used to modern technology and used to modern safety and used to modern luxury, very, very big gap. So, Joel, we are extremely confident that you will absolutely love this. And congratulations on the color scheme. I'm just loving it more and more. This Wimbledon white grille with that stripe and the chrome trim, cannot wait to see this come together. So very, very soon you will see your truck go through inspection, and it is all done on standard operating procedures. Of course, it is 7:15 p.m. here on Tuesday, so the team's not here. And when it does, if it's a 100%, not a 99, it will then get documented. It'll move forward into the station. And in the station, of course, no vehicle here because it just got moved forward. The interior now is in. The electrical is in. All the lights are in. And then the fluids go in. We do our tuning and all the diagnostics, and it gets fired up for the very first time to get it roadworthy. And you will see all of this unfold. Joel, you can time it. Other than Thanksgiving, it'll move into station 2. From 2, it'll go to station 3. From station 3, it'll move into test miles. And after test miles, it'll go into inspection. And after inspection, it'll move into rework, where we get it perfect. And then it'll go to final detail and final inspection. You'll watch all of that unfold. And if you watch the lives, you'll see every single day it will move forward. And so very excited for you. Can't wait to see it all come together. It looks like you went with ball glove on the interior. Great job. And she calls it badass. So super excited for you. Cannot wait. Okay, this right here is Tina and Tommy's Wimbledon white truck. I am so glad you went with the Raven black grille. What a beautiful contrast. You just don't see that, right? You'll see this truck coming a mile away because look at that Wimbledon white, classic white paint color. And then you got the contrast of your Raven black grille. And then take a look at the inside. They went all Wimbledon white on the roll bars, Wimbledon white on the dash, worn glove for the interior, and premium upgraded stereo, excellent choice. Can't drive this car without a great sound system, seriously. 10-inch subwoofer, really, really nice sound, all hidden and concealed in there. And this right here is our perforated leather speaker grille cover. I saw another car, I'm trying to remember if it was a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a Bentley recently, where that cover, oh, it's a G-Wagon, AMG G63, $250,000. And the speaker grille cover is plastic. Why? So these are the types of details that we think about, right? You have all of your speaker pods wrapped in leather like a purse. All of your little latches and handles that you have are all matching leather. This is your hidden cooler with your drain plug, and knock on wood, tailgate engineered and rated for 500 pounds. So you guys can tailgate back there, hang out at the beach, put it in 4-wheel drive, no problem, and have some adult beverages, not while you drive, of course, and enjoy yourself, because you have a piece of art that everybody is going to look at and just go, damn, that's beautiful. Nothing worse than driving a G-Wagon that you pay 250 grand for and is black like all the other ones, or is white like all the other ones, and then all at the stoplight everyone's got them, and then you pull up in this and they're just like, whoa, I love that. Anytime I see anybody in a car that is of this comparable price point, 250 grand and above, you just see the next turn, because they're like, whoa, what is that? Different, unique, rare, like nothing else on the road. But you have the peace of mind, and you can smile inside knowing that while they're thinking, oh, Bob, well, you know, is that 1960 or 1969? You know, you are smart. You actually figured out how to get the best of both worlds. And that's exactly why we did what we did. So you don't have to worry about it, because we know you're not a mechanic, and the last thing you want to do, even if you could fix a car, is fix a car. You just want to drive it. And this thing, you'll be able to drive it, and you'll be able to enjoy it, and it'll be awesome. So Tina, Tommy, cannot wait. I love the Raven Black Grille and all the selections, and this will be in test miles, I believe, on Friday. And you will see it next week go into inspection. So, and then I showed you guys here the Patrick's Midnight Blue. You saw the Roll Tide, Roll Crimson Tide. You saw Santa Claus, one of one build for sale after we're done with our Christmas content. And let me see what else we have here. I'm gonna roll around here to find our one of one Arcadian Blue that has a white interior. It's hiding somewhere and I can't find it, which means it might be out for test miles. So in the meantime, vintagemodern.co, vintagemodern.co is our website. You can go on our website and view inventory, view past builds. Here she is. And you can also reach out to us there. Fastest way to get in touch is text or call. We're always on. We know you work a lot. To be able to afford this car, you probably work as much as I do. Hopefully not. But if you do, it's probably because you love it and you're good at it and it pays the bills. So we're always on too. So you want to text or call us at 7 o'clock, guaranteed. You text or call us right now, we're going to pay this Arcadian Blue metallic. Can you see that metallic paint right there? And this is not detailed yet, so forgive the little prints here. But this truck right here is on the alignment rack. And look at this interior. Never done it before. White rock with woven inserts. This right here, combined with this right here, and this stripe option, absolutely stunning. And this right here is an example of our basket weave woven insert. So you've seen the woven tuxedo, which is usually black and white. If you want matching inserts that matches the outer leather here, I'm going to zoom in real quick here. You can see every single thread woven into a basket weave pattern by hand. And you can pair that with just about any color. And this right here, we call it white rock. It's a little bit distressed, kind of hard to tell in this light. And so it's not bright white, it's slightly off-white. You can see it a little bit better there. And here's my white, well, it's a blue shirt, but you can see the difference here. And this color, I love it because it hides any wear and tear. So if you actually want to use the car a lot, you want to drive it a lot, you don't want to worry about getting your bright snow white interior, then you've got this white rock option on the configurator. Now you want to go configure your own and see all the colors, all the options, vintagemodern.co, vintagemodern.co. And so you can choose from 12 different leather colors. This right here is woven leather, tuxedo, black and white, vertical stripes, what am I calling it, stripes, pleated, or diamond stitching, which is the most popular. And you can choose matching thread. So you could have made this Arcadian blue thread and have it match all throughout. And then you can choose from 30 different paint colors, including a paint to sample option. Santa Claus build, paint to sample option. A lot of builds that we do that are custom, paint to sample. Highly recommend, and that means you can literally pick any color, the color of your dreams, doesn't matter if it exists or not, and we will get it done and give you samples, and you can see exactly what it'll look like before we paint it. And this one here has the Wimbledon white on the grill, chrome for the trim, vintage stripe, one of 5 options, and you can play on that configurator, change the grill color, change the trim color, black, white, chrome, change the wheels, change the soft top, and get an exact real-time quote so you can see exactly what it costs. This right here is not the final color. Take a look at this world premiere of our navy midnight blue top. Pretty cool. Soft top comes in 6 different colors as well. And then you got a whole array of wheel choices. So after alignment, we will then put it on the road, go through test miles, all of it logged, and then it goes into our inspection tunnel. And you've seen that. So, okay. So I will loop around here, and this will be our last live until after Thanksgiving. So I just want to take the time to thank our team and our clients and our partners, vendors, and our fans. And all of the men and women who have made the sacrifices to be relentless in the process of evolving and delivering on this product. Very, very hard to do, and we don't take it for granted. And my appreciation for everyone who believed in us and supported us and helped us all along the way. It does not go unnoticed, and it is something that we greatly value and appreciate. So thank you guys. And without the support of our fans, we would have never hired our team, because our fans became team members, and our fans became clients. And a lot of our fans are our vendors. It's the coolest thing ever. And I say fans, you're probably like, what the heck are you talking about? Well, when you have nearly 4 million fans on social media, people know and follow your brand, not company, brand. And therefore, everywhere we go, as we interview or talk to people or just drive around or look for a new vendor, we meet our fans. And fans are different from people who know of your company. They already love your brand. They already watch the content. They already dream of owning one. They already follow you for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And the coolest thing in the world, and this is my suggestion to you if you're building a company, is if you build a brand, not easy to do, but if you build a brand and you convey clearly what your values are, who you are, what it is you do, how you do it, and your culture, great things happen. Because then you can find great people who, they don't want to work for you, they want to be part of that brand. And you find vendors who would love to work with you. You find partners who would love to sell your product. You have people who understand who it is you are, what it is you do, and why you do it. I never really understood that, honestly, until I built Vintage. I've had great companies and great people too. and great partners. But this one's different. This right here, born from passion and publicly on display for the world to see, and we really could not do it without our fans. So thank you guys, and I'm thankful for all of the support that we have received, and and appreciate all of the support that our clients have given us. Almost fell on that. And we couldn't have gone from old restoration, good, to rest of modern restoration, better, to what we build today, best, without that support. So, okay, I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Reach out to our team, text or email or call. Text or call is fast way. Or you go to vintagemodern.co, check out the configurator, build your own. If there's inventory like this one for sale, it won't last long. So if you want to move on it, we're 30 days away from Christmas, and we'll help you build your dream car. And our team is always on, so it doesn't matter what time it is or day of week it is. This is what we do. It's obsession. Okay, all right. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and appreciate all the support. And